There have been a lot of creepy vampires in cinema history. The ones from 30 Days of Night, which are freaking terrifying. Night Flyer. Vampiric monsters from the movie Priest, which I might make a whole video on them. But none of them come close to Edward Cullen from Twilight, the heartthrob of teens everywhere. They all wanted this man. Look how beautiful he is, right? This guy's a freaking weirdo, y'all. He's a weirdo and a creep. He could be the creepiest character in Twilight. Now, I don't know, because Jacob exists. I made a video about how Jacob is a bit of a groomer, the child groomer, because he saw a baby, imprinted on it, and then knew what it looked like when it was going to grow up, saw that vision in his head, and then stayed with her until she was of age for him to finally do it. And I found it weird. A lot of people went at me for saying this, but Zaffy, you're obsessed with PDF files. You're ruining a good thing. You didn't read the book. You don't actually know what was trying to be said here. He didn't ever do anything with the girl. He just waited for her to turn of a certain age before he did anything. Before that, he was protecting her. He had a pure heart. You don't understand this story. Listen, he's a pseudo grifter then. He's a pseudo PDF file. Gets close to the edge, doesn't jump until the chick is of age. And he was forced into it. That's actually an argument you could make to defend Jacob. He has no control over the imprinting process. Okay, it just happens and it's like a magical thing that shapeshifters go through. That's a better argument than saying, oh, he waited for her to grow up, so it's okay. If you say that as a defense from, you're fucking weird. And then people can say, oh, Zaffy, you didn't read the book. Listen, you're right. I don't read dog shit. Well, I don't read at all, period. But I'm not gonna read that. Then we have Edward Cullen, which is a new breed of creepy degenerate. All right, now this is not a defamatory video at all. The writer from Twilight, I believe she's a psyop. I'll never stop saying it, but this is not a defamatory video at all. I love Robert Pattinson, okay? Good Time is my favorite movie with him in it. Okay, The Lighthouse, The Batman, I thought he was great in Mickey 17. This dude doesn't miss. He's been in my favorite projects since Twilight. And you know what, man? He was supposed to play a weird emo creep. He played it well in Twilight. But there are red flags with his character that the fans ignore. Why the hell is this man going to high school 7,000 times? Are we gonna ignore this? This guy has how many graduation caps? Like hundreds of them? He's 100+ year old man? Okay, this isn't all in one town. I believe they were in Forks 2 years before Bella came through, and they've been moving in and out, going to high school to high school to high school, hoping nobody would notice. Now, why did they do this? What was the purpose of doing this? I have to ask myself, is this like a Chris Hansen level event? Well, there are reasons canonically, right? We need to maintain our youthful appearance, so we got to stay in high school so that it doesn't look weird that we look like we're never aging because we're vampires, right? You're 35 years old. You all look like you're in your 30s. You're not youthful to anyone. You're not a child. You don't look like kids that belong in gym class. Another reason for them to say this is, okay, we want to stay in a place longer. By staying in high school, we maintain the community relations, okay? We can build normalcy and avoid suspicion by staying in high school for 4 years at a time. And then, oh, maybe we have to take a repeat year. We're going to keep a low profile. I don't know how the hell this works, by the way. Eventually, somebody's going to notice y'all are in high school for too long. And if they move around enough, and we get enough people taking pictures of them with a camera and video, and what happens when social media becomes popular and just booming? Videos and pictures of them are going to be spread through the ether. Apparently, eventually somebody's going to notice and create a subreddit talking about how this dude is in high school in all these different countries, and he's going to be outed. This is the most risky thing I've ever seen in my life. Blending in with the student body in different countries for years upon years upon years, somebody should have noticed by now. You could have done homeschooling, remote learning. Why the fuck isn't that a good cover? Go to college. Why does it have to be high school? Just be Bruce Wayne. Robert Pattinson, you're Bruce Wayne. Go live like you're rich in a mansion somewhere. No one's gonna freaking bother you. Or work a night job. And Edward Cullen, I think canonically, this dude has the biggest issues with blood. Well, I guess there's that other brother of his that attacked Bella. But Edward has issues with blood. Like he cannot do it. Like he feeds on animals. He's such a good, righteous man. He feeds on animals so he doesn't have to feed on humans. But he has problems with blood, right? And this is what he looks like when the sun's on him. I get it, Forks is a cloudy area, but this is still a high-risk environment you're putting a vampire like him into. So I have to ask myself why this makes no sense. And of all those years that he's there, what's he doing? Edward, I know You want to attend chemistry class for the 10 millionth time? Oh, I really want to do gym class again, Mom and Dad. No, I want to do drama this time. I want to do theater. All the girls love theater. I want to do some plays now, where I have to interact with women. He's never been with anyone before Bella because apparently he finds human girls uninteresting. Okay, dude. Okay, that's the reason, yeah? This man has sat back and watched the generations of women grow up. Literally 4 years at a time. 4 years apiece, this man has been watching kids essentially grow up. Do you remember Gandhi? There's a big controversy with Gandhi. A lot of people think he's a pedophile because he would do this thing where he would sleep, I believe, next to young girls so he could test his horniness and his lust, and so he can prove that he's beyond it. These are the vibes that Edward Cullen gives me. You are putting yourself in a high-risk environment to get caught, to almost feed on people. For what reason? You don't need to do this. You don't need to do this. And what happens when girls start liking you? What are you going to do then? You're just going to ignore them? You're putting yourself in an arena where girls are liking you. Edward, I know what you are. I know this isn't an innocent ruse. I know you're not being forced here just because your family's here, which is weird too, by the way. But they all have girlfriends, right? His siblings all are with someone. They're couples. He's the only one who doesn't. Why are you here? Why are you here in a place where teenage girls can be in your presence? This is a tad bit predatory. Now, the common defenses are, okay, Edward isn't really an adult, even though he fucking is. He's over 100 years old, but he's got a teen physiology. He's still a kid at heart. He's a teenager. All arguments of physiology go out the window when you literally have a skin that's stone. In fights, vampires break like they're stone, and your skin does this in the sun. Don't talk to me about physiology when that's put into play. And you're a 35-year-old man. You're not a teenager. Oh, he doesn't do anything to the girls. He's uninterested in girls before Bella. So he's not as bad as Stefan and Damon from Vampire Diaries, who sleep around with teenage girls in high school, despite being 100, 200 years plus, and they compel girls to do what they want to. I'm gonna make a whole video on that because that's one of the most fucked up things ever, bro. That kills consent. That kills it. That nukes it from orbit. But Edward did end up doing something with a teenage girl. He did do it. Now, he's 100+ years old. If I would believe you if you find human girls uninteresting, but why are you surrounding yourselves with them and leaving opportunities like this to happen? Oh, he uses his experience to help Bella, not take advantage of her. He tries to save her. This dude is the most toxic boyfriend of all time. He's controlling. He ripped her truck's engine out or something to stop her from seeing Jacob. He secludes her from her friends and shit. And then he'll play this back and forth game where he's going to leave her now, be with her then. He'll leave her for 2 years and then ask her to marry him when he's back just to get her away from Jacob. He isolates her from everyone, disables the truck, gaslights her about danger, withholds truth so that she will obey him. Psychologically, I believe Edward is stuck. He stopped maturing at 17 and then gained a century of manipulation skills. That's literally what happened to him. Bella's relationship is basically a really young girl who's manipulated by a timeless predator who still pretends to be a boy. This is Peter Pan shit all over again. He craves innocence and purity, traits that repeat each time he attends high school. He considers himself a demon, a killer, right? He hates what he is. So he goes to high school so he can be surrounded by the innocence and purity of all the people around him, especially the girls. Now, he may not do anything, he may not sleep around with them, but then the one that he found that was interesting for some reason, Bella of all people, he's like, oh yeah. So I call cap. I know Edward's done something with a girl. I know it. I don't care if it's not canonical. I don't care if the author decided, oh no, Edward's perfect. He didn't do anything with a girl despite going to high school and being surrounded by them all the time. He just found them uninteresting until he found Bella, the most uninteresting, boring, dull girl of all time, and fell in love with her. No, I don't buy that. You were banging. And his family allowed it to happen. He had no girlfriend, right? They are all married or with someone. He's the only one who isn't, and they wanted him to find a young teenage girl to bring into the fold. This is the most fucked up cult of vampires I've ever seen in my life. Now, a lot of people are gonna be like, Zafy, why the hell are you doing this? Why are you obsessed with calling these guys predators? Why are you obsessed with just tainting the water with this bullshit rhetoric? Look, I'm just providing a new perspective on characters that people intrinsically find weird. Even the girls who like Twilight will notice Edward is not a normal dude. There's something wrong with him. there. And Edward himself had the stupidest and weirdest reaction to Jacob falling for and imprinting on his baby. If you were an adult, I don't care how much you defend Jacob in that regard. If you're a parent and you find that out, this dude, this adult dude who is a dog, has imprinted on your child and has to be with her all the time, giving her rides on his back. I'm sorry, as a dad, I'm gonna not let him anywhere near her. Especially when I know he's had visions of what she looks like growing up and he has to be with her. And Edward knows Jacob was into Bella, and the only reason he was into her is because he imprinted on her child. There's a sexual undertone there. So I would be freaked out by that, but Edward is not. Edward laughs at it. Why? Because he has Bella all to himself. Look, cool, go bang my daughter. I'll let you hang out with my little girl, as long as you're not with my wife. Bro, this is the most fucked up character of all time, maybe ever. All right, that's a new perspective on the movies. That's it. You don't need to believe me. Just know that I might be right, maybe. All right. If you want to know why Christian Grey is a cult leader and maybe linked to the Eyes Wide Shut cult, watch this video over here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.